Hey guys, we're into another Captain Collector video, and today we're doing the spoiler review of Fantastic Four First Steps. If y'all did not watch the first one, go check that one out where I give a no spoiler review. But this one I can go in depth, and I'm so happy I can because it's not like the last movie, the only other movie I reviewed on the channel, Superman, where in this case I feel like I can more. It's more important to go to specific points because Superman had more of a feeling to the movie, while this one, like, I could give my opinions on, like, different points throughout the movie, as I could Superman as well, but this one, it was hard sometimes not to talk about specific things, so y'all are on the right spot right here. Let's just get right into it. So, Fantastic Four First Steps. I really, just overall, as I talked about in the last one, love the family dynamic, and when they're cooking up the food and you see it and they find out that they're pregnant, love that scene. And just Galactus, when Silver Surfer comes down and she's just like, I herald Galactus, it's honestly, it's so good. And as I said in the non-spoiler review, I said every single scene with Silver Surfer in it is peak, and it's the best scenes in the movie are just Silver Surfer scenes. 100% correct. What I forgot to talk about in the last one is Silver Surfer. I know people are like, oh, the female Silver Surfer. Y'all are wrong. She was fire in this movie. She was amazing. Honestly, I loved her Silver Surfer. Kind of sucks that if y'all, saw the movie, she's cooked by the end, basically. But I loved it. Hopefully she shows up again, but who knows. I do want to see my boy, the normal Silver Surfer from 616. But let's see what happens. Yeah, so into the specific part that I really want to talk about is when they go see Galactus. Seeing the planet get destroyed is pretty cool. A lot different than how he did it back in the day. I'm not gonna lie, I know a lot more of older Galactus stories than I do newer ones because I like to get into the movie. I've read like a whole bunch of it. But yeah, with his new machine, it's pretty cool, I didn't really know how they were exactly going to do it because, the stereotypical one that a lot of people think is that he just, like, eats the planets. But if you read the actual ones from, like, the 60s, he makes, like, these machines on top of, like, the Empire State Building to, like, suck the life force out of it. And basically he, like, dries up the planets. But in this one, he has an actual machine that, like, digs into it, takes the whole entire planet, and then he, like, puts it into his back, which I thought was kind of interesting and just a cool way to do it. And it made for a cool spectacle. When they're on his ship and you first, she shows up. I loved her whole stuff with her language, by the way, with Silver Surfer, and Johnny learning how to speak it, but we'll get to that scene. But when it comes in with the humor wise and the thing being like, oh, your girlfriend's here, that was funny. I really enjoyed the humor. Sometimes I do gotta say, I was like, it's a little bit much, but I kind of like the humor between the Thing and Human Torch because it's kind of like they're family and they're like brothers and they're like joking around with each other, and I like that they were friendly and not just like beefing the whole movie, and they all like liked each other, you know what I'm saying? And like they cared for each other. Like I really liked how much the Thing and Human Torch cared for Franklin and how much they cared for Reed. And even though like Human Torch was like, oh, I say bad stuff about you behind your back or whatever, I like that deep down he still cared about him and how much he cared about his sister and how much his sister really cared about him. I know I was going to talk about the Galactus scene, but now I'm on this tangent. I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about it. When he was discovering the language of Silver Surfer, I liked that it was Invisible Woman keep coming in to check up on him, and it was a nice brother-sister relationship. That was amazing. Like, man, I really like the relationship of all the characters. I really feel like they all click together. Reed and Sue, Reed, I feel like it was perfect. I mean, I'm not the biggest Reed guy all the time. Like, I really like all of them together, and I do like Reed, but I feel like Pedro played him really well in the fact of like when they talk about how they can give up their baby to stop Galactus from destroying Earth. He's like, it's a logical solution, it's acceptable, all that, and then she gets mad at him, obviously. But that's something that Reed would do, and I thought that was really great. And like when he looks at the baby monitor and he goes, and he like comes up with a plan of like baiting Galactus to come to Earth using his own son. That's such a Reed thing to do, and them knowing like that's what they gotta do. It's great. It's really great. And the Thing just being super caring about all them, and Human Torch being like kind of a rebel, but he really cares about his family. And I love that he's the first one to jump into action every single time. When she first comes down and Reed's like, Johnny, and he goes, yep, and he flies right away. When she flies away, and he goes right after her. When they lock down the building because Silver Surfer's coming to get the baby, he immediately flies to like go stop her. You know what I'm saying? Like, he immediately locks in when he has to, and I really like that he's like the fast one and always doing that. So it's great. Okay, let me get back on track here. So when they first see Galactus and you just see his presence and you hear it, especially in IMAX, my ears were booming in that theater. His presence on the screen is crazy. I feel like the guy played him really well. He's really what's the word here? I can't think about it, but his presence is really seen. And like when he talks, like it's like whoa, and it's like super deep. But I gotta talk about it. The best sequence in the entire movie is after they meet Galactus, and then Galactus basically sends Silver Surfer after their kid, and they just go on the run, and she's chasing them. It is an amazing scene, and I beg you see it in IMAX so you can just see those scenes, bro. The Galactus part all the way through. So like when they're like fighting her and she's doing the crazy moves, it was amazing when she like rises out of the lava and stuff and she like surfs on it. It was amazing. And then they like chase her while Invisible Woman's about to give birth, and they're like flying through like light speed or whatever, and they're like, oh, we lost her, and she's that fast that she catches up to them. I love it because she's supposed to be that fast. Silver Surfer should be that fast, and I'm so happy that she was. And then when they go and you see the star, oh my gosh, just the view of it was amazing. Just beautiful peak, and her like going in and like morphing as she's like falling into the star was amazing, and how they got out using their heads was great, and she still made the whole entire thing invisible even though she was giving birth. It just shows how like good of like a character she is, and she's always that powerful in the comics, so I love it, and I love that she can do that and that they all are like supportive, and it's such a great scene. That the whole scene where the Silver Surfer is chasing them is peak, and that is the best scene in the entire thing. And I have to talk about it. Silver Surfer, I'm so happy she wasn't just like standing on the board floating around. She chases them like with the lava. She's like a surfboard, or she's going along like the speedways. She is surfing. She's not flying around or whatever. She is surfing, and the surfboard, like when she gets hit off, and the surfboard it goes like and like she like lands back on it. So peak, bro. I love the fact that she actually surfs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's sick. Like, and when they go to the black hole part and there's like the dust and the particles and the rock, she's like surfing on that too. I just love how this, bro, I'm glazing the Silver Surfer, but she was the best part of the whole movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. And gonna take it all the way back, because that just reminded me of the scene after she comes down. She's like, I herald Galactus, and that was Heat and Peak, and then Johnny goes off to like find her in space, and then she's like about to hit him off, and he's like grabbing on to the thing, and she does the awesome pose when she's on the thing and he's like grabbing it and the sun's in between them. The cinematography in this movie, bro, there's so many beautiful scenes and amazing scenes, and I honestly, I loved how good the movie looked. Straight up great. What else? Yeah, so after the whole like chase thing and she gives birth, it was great. Let me just skip through all that. Oh wait, when she comes out with her baby to talk to the crowd, and then she basically is like, we're not gonna give up our baby to save the world, but we're not gonna save the world to like save our baby. I don't remember what she said, bro, but then she was like, we're gonna do it as a family. I was like, yes, bro, because that's what they're supposed to be. They're not just a team, they're a family, and they see all the other people as their family, and it's great, and I really love that. What else? Oh, and I know I keep like skipping back to the beginning, but as you can tell, I don't write these scripts. I kind of just watch it. I come home and I make this video. I really like at the beginning when they show off, like, oh, they go after the Thinker, and you see the apes from Red Ghost or whatever. I thought that was pretty fire. So then, yeah, let me get back on track here, because this is already a mad long thing, and I don't want to be yapping for too long because nobody's gonna watch it that long. what else? So yeah, so then they deal with the crowd, and they're about to make the teleporters, and I thought that was really good because it's the thing of the Fantastic Four where they're not just like, oh, let's go beat up Galactus or whatever. Like, the Thing says that throughout the entire, every single book ever. But, but I like that they thought about that and thought about the teleporters and thought outside the box. Even if another peak scene with happens to be the Silver Surfer is when she flies in and blows up all of them and they start exploding. I love the scene of Earth and you see her flying around Earth, blowing it all up. That was heat. And then, like I said before, when they lock down the Thing and Johnny flies out and learned the language, I loved it. Johnny was the best. Johnny and Silver Surfer are the two best characters in the movie, straight up. I loved when he did the thing where he's like talking about her planet, and then he was like, these are all the planets that you basically got killed, and here's them like crying for help or whatever, and she starts like freaking out. And then another part is when he's like, take me instead of the kid. Great. I love Johnny's character, where even though he's like a hothead and he does all that stuff, he still cares for everybody, and he's gonna give up himself for it. And that kind of was a callback to another time when his girlfriend had the same powers as him in the comics, and she became the next Herald of Galactus so that Galactus wouldn't destroy Earth ever again. And yeah, fun fact from the comics. And I thought that was kind of cool. I don't even think that was like a reference or anything. I don't know if that was supposed to be a reference. I think it was just supposed to be like a character moment, but I kind of correlated it. And also, this is another off-topic thing, but at the beginning of the movie when they were like, the Future Foundation, I leaned to my friend and I was like, oh yeah, Johnny's cooked. Turns out he's not cooked, but if you read the comics, he's like dead in the negative zone at the time of the Future Foundation starts. Yeah, so that scene was nice, and she flew away and all that. And then by the time Galactus actually gets down, it's heat when he's walking through the city and buildings are being destroyed, just to find the kid. And the scene when like he knows that the baby's in the Baxter building. I don't know, do they call it that in the movie? I don't really know. I'm just gonna say the Fantastic Four headquarters. But yeah, I don't know what they call it in the movie. Whatever. But like when Herbie locks it all down, and then you just see, and you see his hand like come through and grab them. Heat. That was great, and I loved how Invisible Woman kills herself just to stop Galactus, and then like they all work together to basically like stop him. That was fire. I love the family dynamic and how they all work together, and she sacrificed herself for the kid. And then when he like comes back out and Johnny's like, tell Franklin that Uncle Johnny loves him, I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna do the thing from the comics, except instead of the Annihilus invasion, it's gonna be Galactus through a portal. And I was like, that's actually crazy. They're gonna do it, except if he goes through space, in a random part in space, he's cooked and he's gonna die. It's not like the negative zone where he maybe can make it out. But instead, Silver Surfer hits him out of the way, and she explodes and pushes him through, and they go flying, and that was sick. Like I said, hopefully Silver Surfer survives, even though I want my boy, but still amazing. I love that scene, and it was a great way to end off her character, and kind of like how in the comics, like after that, like Silver Surfer kind of became good. She had a turning around point and did all that, so that was really fire. And then it ends off with them going and she's actually dead, and that was really sad, even though I kind of knew what was going to happen with Franklin bringing her back to life, which I thought was really cool, showing off how powerful he is, that he can literally bring somebody just completely from death just back to life. And yeah, it was just great, you know what I'm saying? Just really great scene, even though I knew she wasn't going to die. I still teared up a little bit, even though I knew it was going to happen. And then with the ending them up with the little thing where they had to put the car seat in the car, that was a really funny scene and really cute scene, and I thought that was a really nice way to end off the movie. Next, real quickly, going to talk about the post and end credit scene. First, I'm going to talk about the end credit scene because the post credit scene is more important. Is it post credit scene or mid credit scene? Mid credit scene and post credit scene. Yeah, mid credit scene and post credit scene. There you go. I'm going to talk about the mid credit scene and Bro, I don't really care. The one at the end of the movie I'm gonna talk about first, the little cartoon thing. It was nice, it was cute. I like seeing like Red Ghost and his apes, and I liked the Thinker, and you know, showing the cartoon. It was kind of like a waste to wait, but it was whatever. It was a cute little thing. I liked seeing it. But yes, let's talk about the Doomsday one. People were overhyping this online. I really thought it was really cool, right? I really liked it. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Doom's like my favorite Marvel villain, so I thought it was sick. Even though I really think it's stupid that Robert Downey Jr. is playing him, it should be a different person. I know it's probably gonna be another multiverse thing, but I think it's dumb that the first Doctor Doom we see is another universe Doctor Doom, and it's kind of weird too that like if there's another Fantastic Four movie, which I really hope there is, like if there's a Doctor Doom in it, we already had like a god Doctor Doom as the main villain, and it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Call me crazy. Maybe I'm crazy for this. Whatever. You know, I think it'd be cool if we do a Annihilus. Please do that, because I was always a big fan of him as a kid because I always thought he looked cool. But yeah. So anyway, as you guys might know, 4 years later, they're she's with the kid. They're reading, and then she goes back into the room, and you see a man in the cloak, and it's the dude from Zootopia 2. No, I'm playing. But it's Doctor Doom, and you see him holding the Doom mask as the kid's touching his face. Cool little scene, got me super excited as a fan of Doctor Doom. People were overhyping it. I thought this thing was gonna be like the craziest thing, and you're gonna see Robert Downey Jr. doing all this, but it was just a cool little thing, and it was a good thing for like a little end credit scene. I wasn't, you know, I think people online were overhyping it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But because they were like talking like it's gonna be the craziest thing ever. It was really cool though. But yeah, so sorry for making the review so long, but there's so many different things I wanted to talk about, and I kept jumping around because there's just so many different things about this movie. This is what I meant by there's so many specific things and different opinions on specific things. But yes, in conclusion, I really, really like this movie, and I think you should go out and see it. And overall, if you saw my last one, I talked more about how it's like an 8, but I kind of want to give it a 9, but I'll just land on an 8 for now. But if I see it one more time, it might even go up. But anyway, guys, I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.